Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by today. In this video, I'd like to talk about books that I read which helped me along my natural hair journey. I realized that I started reading black hair literature sometime in 2008, which is funny. It coincides with when I did the big chop and cut my relaxed hair off. So I went through my Amazon orders and had a look. I did a search for hair books. And it was very interesting. It came up with a list of books that I bought starting in 2008 up to sometime 2012. So I want to share those books with you today because I found them really helpful. Some I have paper copy and some were digital. All right, let's have a look. So the very first book was this one, Black. Let me see. There we go. Black Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair. Now, this book was great because it was an easy read. It covered scalp health, how to take care of it, and some of the basics and explanations for what you would see on your scalp and why. So it has been a while. 2008 is a long time, so I don't really remember everything, but I remember thinking, interesting. It wasn't stuff that I knew or had heard before, so I really enjoyed it. Then I got the second book, which was Going Natural: How to Fall in Love with Nappy Hair. Now, that was also a good read, I remember, and I think I had to look up the author. She has a blog and a lot of interesting information about going natural, which I loved. The third book is Ultra Black Hair Growth by Kathy House. Now, this one was very interesting. It was eye opening for me. It was more about relaxed hair and about hair care routines and regimens. And I really liked this one. It had me thinking along the lines of, afro hair, textured hair does grow. You need to care for it better. I continued on my journey, and the next book that I read was 12 Steps for Growing Black Hair. This one was a very short read, a very thin paperback. It got me into the habit of reading and thinking about hair. Now let's go on to the next one. The next one is Hair Story: Untangling the Roots of Black Hair. Now, this one was very interesting. It covered interesting ideas and topics, more politically inclined. It actually has a topic, politically incorrect: Black hair's new attitude. Can you see? Black hair's new attitude, 1980 to 1994. So it basically is a bit of an anecdotal, historical black hair book. Some bits had me laughing. If you're interested in that kind of thing, I really do recommend it. Now, it has been a few years since I read it, but I remember my reaction. There's some really cool, funky pictures in there talking about or showcasing hairstyles. You can see. So, yeah, good book. I do recommend it. I think I might have it. I think I might give it another read soon. Okay, two more books. The next book is Curly Like Me: How to Grow Your Hair Healthy, Long, and Strong. I really love this one. This one got me practicing a hairstyling system using conditioner. What I remember about it was realizing the importance of conditioner and realizing how something as simple as a basic product that you use all the time but don't use in a certain way could give you different results on your hair. Look, I highly recommend it. The author has probably type 3C mixed texture hair, But it was a really good book, and I find myself recommending it to a few people every now and then. Really good book. Now, finally, the pièce de résistance, The Science of Black Hair, a comprehensive guide to textured hair care. Honestly, um, it shows up as the most recent book that I bought. I think I've bought other books. I think I have another book on locks, which I'll talk about later. But this book, I want to stop here because this book was so phenomenal. As soon as I read it, I felt like, aha, I had that aha moment. Oh, where you're talking about pH of hair. I really like the use of science to back the information that you are using to develop a routine and a system for caring for your hair. That was a phenomenal read. I remember going back to a couple of passages and changing the way I did my routines. So I thought that I would like give a summary of each of the books, and I think if I did that, we'd be here forever. So I will pick one at a time and probably make an individual video for each one, or the best ones. But what I would say is that if this is something that you think would be beneficial or fun for you to do so. One of the things I find about reading the books was that it's slightly different from YouTube, where people are telling you and showing you stuff. This gives you a bit more time to analyze and get a deep foundational understanding of the little things, the science behind the hair, and how to make it comply or do what you want it to do, but most essentially, in order to achieve healthy hair. All right, so if anybody is interested in any of the books that I've recommended, do let me know. I'd be interested in hearing your feedback or your thoughts on any of them. Okay, if you've stayed this long so far, thank you, and hope to see you again in the next one. Bye.